Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Genequest, and just got done packaging some stuff up, and man, I am beaten. I just really kind of want to take a nap, but instead I decided to make a video and finally update you guys on all the Genesis crap that I picked up in the last couple of months, and there's quite a bit here, but let's go ahead and just start with a couple of manuals that I got here. And first off, I picked up a manual for Primal Rage, which I originally picked up loose thinking I could get the manual for cheap, and it was $3. I mean, it's Primal Rage, and you're not gonna spend much for that, are you? So, glad to finally have that with the manual. This one is one that's kind of harder to find, and that's Socket. Have the game in the case, and so finally I have this complete, and it was $5. I hardly ever see this thing come up for sale, so when I saw it for $5, I jumped on it, so very happy to have that one. This one I've been trying to find a manual for a while because mine's just destroyed, but, and that is Kid Chameleon, which I paid, I believe, $7 for this. Unfortunately, it's kind of curved, probably from water damage. I tried flattening it out and it didn't really work, but you know, at least it's got a cover and all its pages, unlike mine, which is completely destroyed. So it's nice to have one that I could actually read now. This manual I paid $12 for, which is more than I typically would pay for a manual, but considering the game, you know, this manual hardly comes up for sale, and when it does, it's usually people want a lot for it, and that is the manual for Lightning Force. Remember that, Lightning Force. It's not Lightning Force. English is strong with this one, but yeah, as you can see, it's kind of damaged from where somebody tried to do some sticker removal. So there was one of those rental, like, silver type stickers, that warranty type stickers that was on the manual. I don't know why they put that on the manual, but somebody tried to remove that and damaged there, and a lot of it was left. I managed to get the rest of the stickers off without damaging it further, thank goodness, but despite the damage, I'm just really glad to have the manual for this. So that's really cool to have the manual for that finally. Now, this is kind of the stuff that I picked up in February. Was it February? March? I don't remember at this point, it's been so long, but first I got Side Pocket. Pool game, it was $5. I mean, sort of like golf, it's not going to be the best game out there, but recently we sold our pool table, and I love playing pool, so I kind of just, I don't know, decided to buy this. I don't know for what reason, but we'll see if it's any good, see if it's anything like the physics of playing real pool, but I love pool, so a lot more than I love golf, so that wasn't bad for $5. Went to a local get-together and of retro gamers, and managed to pick up a few Genesis titles while I was there. The first two that I got were Addams Family and Double Dribble. Both of them complete. Well, Double Dribble, the Playoff Edition. Both of them are complete, and he charged me $2. Or $3 each, I mean. So $6 total. And I mean, they're in pretty decent condition. So, I mean, for $3 for any Genesis game that's complete, especially since I know that this game goes for close to $20 for some reason, but it looks like a decent platformer, so it should be interesting to try it out. But then picked this up at where was this? I think it was at the local video game store for like $7.99 or something like that. I don't remember, but that's Midnight Resistance. It's kind of like a Contra clone. Supposed to be pretty decent. No, I think I got this for $6, and which isn't bad. You know, it typically goes for about $13. It was loose, so this is a printed cover, and I do need to find the manual, but it should be an interesting one to try. This one I picked up on eBay, and I'd never heard of this game until seeing it on the Game Chasers, I think, I can't remember if it was Alpha Omega Sin picked it up while doing like a guest cameo on one of their, guest starring on one of their episodes, but I'd never heard of it before, and it looked kind of interesting. And I just never see it come up for sale. And that is Galahad, an old Electronic Arts game. And the guy had to buy it now of $25, and I just went for it. Apparently this goes for nearly $40 complete. As usual, trying to fall out there being an Electronic Arts game, but it's complete, and it falls out. Always freaking falling out. But, yeah. So I'll be really interested to play this one, but now that I've got it, I've seen it come up, a few more times, but of course wanting more, but now this one I picked up, that it's pretty sought after game these days, and it's just going up in value, it seems, but that is a Lyssia Dragoon. This I got for, I think it was $15. Did not include the case, so this is a reprinted cover, but did include the manual and the game, and in really good shape. So, I mean, for 15 bucks, yeah, I'll take that. It goes for quite a bit more than that. Next one, I did not have this on my list, but everybody keeps saying you gotta have it, you gotta have it. Same with Lyssia Dragoon. Neither of them just really appealed to me watching videos, but that would be Ranger X. And I paid $20 for this. This game was complete and in mint condition. I know it goes for at least 10 more than that, so not too bad. And I'll be interested to try it, see if I actually do like it or if I end up trading it off. Another excellent shooter for the Genesis, as it was full of them, and picked up Hellfire. I got this for 20 bucks, and it's complete. Manual's a little worse for wear, but at least it's there. Cartridge itself label's a little bit damaged, but I can live with that. At that party, that local get-together, there was another game that I got there, and this one was a real pain to get. He had other stuff that I wanted, but he just didn't want to sell them. He wanted to trade, and I had nothing to trade, especially Nintendo stuff. He wanted Nintendo stuff. That's what he collects for, so he doesn't really know Genesis stuff. And it was sealed, so he didn't know what to ask for it. I knew what the game was worth. Game goes for about 40, at least back then, and that is Whip Rush. And I managed to talk him down to 20 after somebody else was bargaining with him for another game, and he said he'd do half of what price charting said. So I looked up price charting and showed him, yeah, it's a $40 game. He says, but it's sealed. And I told him this is not a factory seal. He didn't believe me until about 5 other people are like, yeah, that's not factory sealed. That's a resale. So he ended up selling it to me for 20 after seriously going back and forth with him for probably 30 minutes. And it is complete and in beautiful condition. I mean, it looks like it was factory sealed, but it wasn't. It was not a factory seal. So really cool to get that for 20 bucks. And then the last Genesis game that I got there was one that I was going there specifically to get because we'd worked out the deal beforehand, and that was Troubleshooter, another awesome shooter on the Genesis. There's tons of them. Got this for $2. Now this is a reprinted cover. It was just loose, just the cart, so I do need to find the manual. And gosh, somebody was selling the manual for, it was like $45 on eBay, something ridiculous. But so it's just the game. Unfortunately, somebody tried to do some sticker removal before me and destroyed the label there. There's a sticker all the way across it where they just gave up. I managed to get the rest of it off without any more damage, thankfully. But, that sucks. But at least I have the game now. Hopefully I can find the manual. Maybe do an upgrade in the future. Who knows? Now, but for $2, I mean, how are you going to complain about that, even with the condition that it's in? Game goes for who knows these days. It's not a cheap one. Then this one, I don't know. Sometimes I see people trying to sell it for like $20, $25, and then sometimes I see it going really cheap. But that is the Light Crusader. This was only ever released in the box, which it came with part of the box. The inside was gone, but it came with the outside cover, which I don't really care about because I printed out my own cover and put it in a Genesis case. But $7 and it was complete, so I got the manual and the game in pretty good shape. But you know, it looks like a decent isometric RPG-ish type game. So 3D puzzles, incredible 3D graphics. I don't know. For $7, it's definitely worth a try. Next up, I grabbed this, and it's just the case and the manual. I only had the game, so I have a reprinted cover but no manual, and that is Biohazard Battle. And I got this for $12. So now I have the case and the manual, so I got that game completed now. So $12 is not too bad. Typically I wouldn't pay that, but I mean, just for the manual you'd probably pay about $8 to $10, so I paid $4 to $2 for the case and the cover, so that's not too bad. This one is looks like, I hear mixed reviews about it. Another Electronic Arts game, and that's Risky Woods. Paid $9 for this one. Been trying to get it for quite some time, but people always want over $20 for it, and it's like, I ain't paying that. I'm not that interested in it. But it was just the cartridge and the manual, which are both in pretty good shape. So this cover is a reprint. Unfortunately, when I got it, I didn't realize there was no cover on the cover project, and I could not find a decent scan on there. I ended up having to make my own, and it turned out pretty good, so happy with that one. Now this one is a hack of a game I already have, and that is Rock and Roll Racing. Awesome top-down racing game, sort of like RC Pro-Am. Get this game. This is an awesome game. It's only going up in price. I mean, it's about a $40 game. Whether you get it on the Super Nintendo or whether you get it on the Genesis, and it really doesn't matter which one you get it on. If you get it on the Super Nintendo, I think there's 1 or 2 tracks that are missing, that audio tracks that are on the Genesis. But this is a hack, so it's got like tons of new tracks and all sorts of new stuff. So I paid $35 for this. Made my own cover that, you know, says hacked on it, hacked on the side. Has new info on the back, but so it's just the cartridge. There's no manual, but I'll be interested to try this to see what changes there actually are. And then this one's kind of an isometric shooter viewpoint. Came out on a lot of systems: the Genesis, the Neo Geo CD, which is probably the version to get. It's an arcade game. But also come out on the PlayStation, I think, which is a decent version to get. This one, the audio is kind of like Marble Madness. It could make your eardrums bleed, but decided to get this for $12. Came complete in awesome condition. So be interested to try that, see how bad the audio really is. Then I picked these 4 up in a lot on eBay. And I can't remember, I think it was $40 that I got all 4 of these for. And to me, that's a killer deal. I can't believe that nobody else tried to bid me up at the last second. But, you know, I threw in my bid at the last second. I always snipe on eBay. That's how I try to get the best price. The more you bid, the more you open yourself up to shill bidding, and also from other people just driving up the price. So just wait till the end of the auction. Bid the most you're willing to pay, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you can't feel bad because you bid the most you're willing to pay. Somebody was willing to pay more, but for $40, I got Steel Empire Loose. This is a game I already have, but there's somebody that subscribed to the channel that was actually after this game. I had it, and he said that he'd wanted it, but I had already traded it off before he got a hold of me and said that he was interested. And he's been in a pretty bad situation, way worse than me, and I just kind of wanted to brighten up his day. I saw that it was in there, and I thought, that's awesome. So I'm just going to send this out to him. Hopefully you know who you are. If you don't, you will in a couple of days, because you'll get this in the mail. So that's just going to be sent out to one of the subscribers of the channel. Won't say who. Also got Earthworm Jim 2 loose, which is a game I already have. It's in great shape, you know, I wasn't after this game. I was after one specific game, and I can turn around and sell this for, I don't know, I can't remember what it's going for, but more than I expected. And then also RoboCop versus Terminator, and this I think is complete. Yes, it's complete. A little sun fading on it, to say the least, a little, but yeah, it is complete. The label was kind of peeling off, but I fixed that. So it's a little worse for wear. The manual is actually pretty nice, and this game's actually gone up quite a bit. So I could recoup my cost close to I could probably get at least 20 bucks out of those two games, and get half of my money back. So 40 bucks, and this is the game that I was after. And this game alone, I've seen go for 40 bucks. So I was kind of happy to get all four of those for that price. And that is Airbuster, an awesome, awesome, awesome shooter for the Genesis. We know that the Genesis is jam-packed with awesome shooters, and this is one of them. And it is in pretty good shape. It is complete, so really awesome addition to the collection. And now for the last group of games. Kind of looked through all the Tiny Toons games, and this is the only one that looked like it was any good. And for some reason it's like going for 20 bucks on eBay, and that is Acme All-Stars, kind of like a little mini-game sports, you know, like soccer and basketball and what else? Tennis maybe, but I paid 13 bucks for it. It's complete and in awesome condition. So we'll have to try that out and see if it's any fun. And then I liked this game on the NES and thought, well, it's got to be like the NES version with better graphics, and that is California Games. And I only got this with the manual, so it's just the game in the manual, reprinted the cover, but I only paid $2 for it. Guy started the auction at $1.99, and I bid $2 and nobody else bid. So, which is funny because that game seems to be going for a bit too, a bit more than I would expect. But next one is Captain America and the Avengers. Picked this one up loose, so this is a printed cover, but cartridge in excellent shape, and I got that for $10.50. And this is one that's been going up in price. So I mean, people are asking, you know, $25 to $30 for it complete. You can get that on the Genesis or the SNES. I would say the Genesis version is the way to go, just because it's got better music. I know you SNES guys are crying foul. No, that's not possible. The Genesis can't have better music than the Super Nintendo, which has better audio than listening to an orchestra live, you know. But no, it has better audio. The graphics are a bit better. The voice is a bit better. I would go with that. The only downside is it doesn't have the intro cutscenes like the arcade and the SNES version do, but that's the only downside. And next I got Outrunners. This I got for 20 bucks, and that's generally about what it goes for. It was complete. I was just kind of sick of trying to find the game. Looks like a lot of fun. I think it's the only other Genesis game I would need in the Outrun series would be Turbo Outrun, but it looks like a really horrible road rash clone. I don't know. I don't really have any interest in it. And the last game that I picked up was Wonder Boy in Monster World. And I got this for 20 bucks, and I believe this is a game that's going for quite a bit more than that. And it is also complete and in awesome shape. So quite a few games to add to the Genesis collection. Unfortunately, I think that leaves me with like 35 games or something like that. And sadly, all of those games are pretty expensive. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that goal of completing the Genesis collection by the end of the year because of that. Some of them I'm probably going to take off my wanted list just because it's ridiculous how expensive they've gotten. Like, what is it? I think Air Diver or something. Not Air Diver. Vapor Trail. I mean, that thing's skyrocketed. Thunder Force 3, which is one I really, really want, but you know, it's up in that $50 range, and some people are trying to ask for more. I mean, you're just trying to push that price up and up and up, and we'll have to see. But thanks for tuning in, guys. If you've got any Genesis games that you're looking to trade off or sell, get a hold of me. I will post a link down below in the description to basically the games that are left on that list. If you have them and you're looking to get rid of them, let me know. I might be interested. Comments, suggestions, whatever, leave them down below. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you with the next video. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to see more of our content, as we upload new videos regularly. And as always, guys, thanks for tuning in.